offense. We've talked a lot about the power play needing to be better. A couple of things I wanted to ask about aside from the power player are getting back to getting maybe 30 shots a game. It seems like for a while it's been.
Yeah, it hasn't been very good, the shots on goal. And I think somebody asked me about it after the game Friday, because we had 27 shots according to the shot chart anyway. You know, I thought Friday was getting closer to what we want to be. Even Saturday we didn't, you know, we took one period off there. But this past weekend, you know, I thought for 4 of the 6 periods we got closer to where we want to be with pucks and bodies to the other team's net. And we had opportunities. Now we need guys to bear down and execute around the other team's net and score. But I felt even in the third period on Saturday, we had 2 or 3 good opportunities to tie that game up that we didn't capitalize on. And I just feel like, you know, the more opportunities we get in those situations, it's just percentages say that pucks are going to start to go in. So, but we haven't consistently been around that 27, 28, 30 shots on goal mark. At least not enough.
And then you look at guys like Williamson. I think he's got 1 goal in the last 7. Burkle with 1, and Forever Wakawa with 1 in the last 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, those are our go-to people offensively, and you know, they're no different than anybody else on our team, struggling to find their consistent level, kind of struggling to find that A game, so to speak. That doesn't say it's only them, but those are offensive guys that we expect to contribute offensively, and unfortunately it hasn't been consistent enough, that contribution. So they're guys that we expect to score, and because they're put in positions to score on the power play, for example, and playing with other guys that think the game from the offensive side as well. So you know, I don't say they're not working at it. They are working at it, but we need more results when it comes to offense, and those are the guys we look to.
What's Brett Mulder's status after the Saturday?
It's more sore than anything right now. The middle of his back to the upper back is more sore. So we're hoping that as time goes by, it gets better and better. There's no fracture or anything like that. So it's just a matter of when he feels good enough to get back out there. You know, we're getting close to that point. We're hoping it's tomorrow. You know, if not, then you're getting pretty close to the point of you don't practice, you don't play mentality. And you know, Brett's missed a bunch of hockey this year, especially the last part of the first half. And obviously, I think we're a different team with him in the lineup.
What are your thoughts on Ohio State, what you've seen from them?
Well, you know, obviously I've got lots of respect for Mark Osicki and his staff and what they've done there. I mean, they're only there; they've been there the same amount of time we've been here. You know, in their words, they were changing a culture as well. And what they've got, if nothing else, they've really got a work ethic right now. They're working extremely hard. Not to say they don't have talent, because obviously they do have talent, but they've got, it looks like they've got some pretty good leadership from their older guys. You know, I think Dries and Duddy and then the goaltender, Heater, I think they've done a nice job. Just as I'm sure those are guys that have been through kind of the old regime and now the new regime. But the word of mouth around the league is that they're working extremely hard right now and playing with confidence. Seeing them on tape, it's tougher to tell the confidence. But they do work hard, so we're expecting that, plus a team that's playing for a championship, which is a whole other level of focus, and they're going to be hungry to get these 2 games here this weekend, and we're going to have to be ready for that.
What's the emphasis for you guys this week?
Well, I mean, it's the broken record emphasis, unfortunately, but it's, you know, we need to be intense and compete to the same level we did most of the weekend, this past weekend, and then we have to execute at that level. What we got away from at the second part of the first half was competing and being overly intense. We just weren't, and that obviously gave us no chance to win. So we need to stay with that level of intensity and compete, and we need to execute at that level, and that's the focus.
Anybody else hurt besides Moore coming out of
Just trying to think here. We had well, Cam Sinclair strained something, stomach, groin area, so he didn't skate today. But other than that, we're pretty good.
You expect to have Cam?
I expect him to be, yeah, in the conversation, but that's one of those ones we don't want it to be a lingering thing and last the whole second half, so we'll have to see. You know, it just came upon us today. I think it's something that may have occurred the second part of Saturday night's game that hindered him a little bit, but today it just sounded like it was really sore, and going out there really wasn't in his best interest. So, you know, he'll go back in the mix for tomorrow, and we'll see where he is at.
Coach, I know we've talked about this before, but the guys are still buying into this. I mean, you still detect in practice and so forth that it's headed in the right direction. It's just a matter of time before some more goals go in there and you get a few W's.
Well, that's the way we feel. I don't. I guess the alternative is that the guys have totally given up, and practice is not very good. We haven't seen that at all. Practice has been very good. We haven't had a whole lot of practice since the second half has began, but the practices we have been spirited. Again, there is a very high level of frustration both games this past weekend, and with that frustration, you know, I hope comes a mindset that I'm not going to accept mediocrity. I'm not going to accept being okay with my game, or I'm not going to accept our team being okay. And I don't mean me. I mean each individual player. You know, we're obviously still trying to figure out who we are as a program, and the foundation has been set, so to speak. But the challenge for all of us is not to accept where we are right now. And I think if we can focus on that and make it a daily focus, then we don't get too caught up in where you're going. But where you're going is an absolute legitimate concern that we have. You know, obviously we feel like you know, we want to continue to get things accomplished and push forward in every day, and that may mean in a game where we didn't win or we're losing or whatever, and that becomes difficult. But what we've seen so far is all the guys are buying into what we're doing, and they're as frustrated as we are, and I hope they realize that they're the ones that have to make a difference and maybe make changes to what's going on a daily basis, so we can start to see some results. But there's no other way we know how to do it other than just keep pushing, and what we've seen is the players feel the same way.
That's good.
Yep.
All right, Burge, thank you.